the blue light. All right, here we are. We are live. Hello. Now I'm just waiting for the confirmation that it's working. So let me see. Yeah, it's working. So great. Hi everyone, and welcome to our June monthly transmission. I'm as always, very happy and glad to connect with you and to be here with you and sharing this moment. And so let's get into it. To this transmission. So I don't know, but for me right now, I'm very tired, and also I have the impression that it's very, very hard to get anything done, to have anything achieved, to go into anything. It's like everything looks so difficult right now to get to somewhere. So it's really little step, little actions after little action, and when I don't feel it, I don't do it because it's really I think it's the moment. It's in this moment I feel like that, and it's not gonna be forever. So just the allowance and the trust in myself. And for me, everything has become that understanding of trusting myself. And it's more than trust, it's not just trust. It's more than that. It's the recognition of me. Hi James, and welcome. It's a recognition of me, of myself, and it's the understanding that this being my reality, my creation, and me being here aware of that. The moment I simply am that, trust that I am the moment, I'm fine. I will always be fine. Everything's gonna be always all right. Nothing can be wrong. Nothing can go wrong. No wrong can be done. And so with this, I'm getting to that place where I acknowledge myself. I recognize myself. And so even when I feel things to be more difficult, I just don't care. I just don't feel really anything peculiar, or that I have to correct it, or that I have to interfere with it. Oh gosh, I'm learning. I'm now all for just release. I'm not here to control this reality, and for God's sake, I tried. Oh shit, did I try to control this shit? Oh yeah, I did. I did. And sometimes I see myself still having that moment where I'm trying to control this. Yeah. but I'm but the truth is that I'm not able. I can't control anything. I'm just not controlling this in the way the human wish to control it and to have outcomes and have goals and achievements. Yeah, well, it doesn't it doesn't go that way. It doesn't. So I try and it doesn't work. So the only option is go with the unknown. And the unknown cannot be known until it's known, but then it's done. But until it's not known and done, and it's the unknown. So there is only the release of control, the release of need of having any knowledge of anything, any attachment to any outcome. As soon as it goes there, it's done. Change of timeline. You see, potentials are there so that we can feel them, we can know there is this potential, and the fact that you are thinking or right about an outcome or an out about a moment, about something, right, as soon as you are thinking about that, it's a potential. You cannot think about something is it's not a potential. You're not able, we are not able to be uh original or to be fantasy or inventing anything. No, everything we're thinking or right anything of that kind, it's real, it's a reality, it's a potential, so it's happening. When I am thinking about an achievement, about a solution, about anything, I am connecting with the moment where that is happening. So it's a potential for me. And so when I'm doing that, I know that that is happening. Now, what I've been doing is that I've been taking that, having that potential, and then when you have the potential, well, it means it can happen. How do I go to that? How do I realize that potential? Now, the thing is that the control freak will try to have it happen with the result that it doesn't happen, because to control, right, the becoming that version of you that is trying to get an outcome, well, it's pushing it away. So you change timeline and you're in a timeline where that potential is not realized. And you do, and you even don't know it, because right, you're not aware, you're still aware of the potential, but you're not aware of the fact that you have changed your timeline and you find yourself in a version, right, in a timeline where that potential is not realized, and you still are trying to get there, to get it realized. Does it mean that that potential is lost? No, that potential is not lost. As you change timeline one way, you can change timeline the other way, meaning that you can go back to the timeline where that potential is realized. How do you go there? How do you do that? By releasing any need of having it happening. You have to forget about that. You have to forget about having any outcome. You just have to release, because remember, here I'm talking about having a potential and trying to have that potential realized, that trying that having a outcome and assidually thinking about it, trying to have it, that is right what is focusing on the outcome. We have to make the difference and understand the difference between that and the fact of taking action towards a potential. Action is acting, is I am. So when you are acting, you're not pushing it away, you are acting. Action is not the ego, acting is not the obstruction of the potential. the obstruction of the potential is the having a outcome, having a goal, focusing on it, trying to have it happening, right? If I take an action because I take an action, I'm taking the action. I'm doing it. I'm not thinking about it. It's just, oh, this is the action. Okay, let me take the action. Focusing on the outcome and thinking about the outcome and taking action, but taking action for the outcome, that's different. Because I'm taking action saying, oh, I'm doing this because I know that if I do this, this will follow and that this will follow. So I am in a acting out of thinking and out of trying to get this an outcome. This is different, completely different. It's the control in action, whereas acting without thinking is just acting. I'm taking action because this is the action that I feel I need to take. For the outcome, I don't know if it's for the outcome, because the moment I'm taking that action, I'm just taking the action. I'm not focusing on any outcome. It's simply acting. For instance, I don't know, creating a website. I create a website and then I'm inspired of, oh, let me connect the website to a blog, or let me connect my website with a the podcast, or right, let me do these things, and I do those things. I'm not thinking about an outcome. I'm just thinking, I'm just acting in that way, and then I don't know, the outcome is having the potential is that you can potentially have a trip to Japan. I'm creating a website and connecting that to the podcast. Where is the trip to Japan in there? There is no trip to Japan in there. But I'm acting those, and the potential is the trip to Japan. And this acting is in a unknown way connected with that potential. Is it going to go to that potential? Well, that's potentially yes, right? But it's because there is no intention in that acting. It's simply acting, doing. So the potential is still potentially there. But if I am, instead of just acting, I'm there and I'm going into, let me see, oh, I see, there is the potential of a trip to Japan. A trip to Japan. Let me. Oh, how can I get there? How can I have that happen? Oh, for instance, I could call some friend in Japan. Let me check. Let me check the fare. How does it cost a airfare to a trip to Japan? And then, let me think, what action, how can I act, what can I do? So let me see, if I do contact a travel agency, and maybe I can negotiate for the fees, and then once I do that, I could start to check for some hotel where I could stay, and some stuff like that. See, thinking about it, trying to get things already like that, even way before the trip is even planned, because there is a need to go. Here we are way before that, and it's in the thinking, and thinking, how can I get there? So any action in there, like calling the travel agency or any action like that, it's not out of acting, it's out of thinking. So that's it's all off, away from the creator state of being where there is no outcome in the acting. It's fully and completely thinking about. So that's the ego that is trying so hard to control the situation so that the outcome can be reached, which is the trip. We are not in this reality right now able to manifest a potential because we want to manifest it. And very often, what is said, how do I get that potential? Well, you stop wanting to go to that potential. You leave the potential alone. And I know it's quite hard and difficult. And I mean, if you spend some time with that, well, you spend some time with that. But um, remember that when you think, you are thinking not about fantasy, you are a creative being. So every thought that you have is creation. So when you think about your potential and you go through that, you are actually having what you are experiencing the moment. But as you are not in that moment, you are in another moment, thinking about the moment you are in Japan. Well, what you're doing is that you are experiencing it, but not in that moment. So that means that the potential is already realized. You had it in your thought. So you are not going to get there anymore. Not in that way anyway. That's done. You had it. You already experienced it. So you go into something else. Maybe even not anymore. The trip is done. You're not going there anymore, or you are going, but in a completely different way. You don't know. It's the unknown. That's what it is. The moment you are thinking about the potential and the outcome, it's not unknown anymore. It's known. It's done. It's gone. Bye. Oh, right. Okay. So I'm experiencing that and getting to recognize that my trying to control, it's not working. And so I released that. I'm not going to spend my life trying what is not working. I'm going to experience, I'm choosing to experience in a different way, and where I let go of any need of control the outcome of or control the potential. I know the potential, good, then I let it alone. When action is needed, I'll know it because I'll be doing the action. But I have no need to get into anything kink about it. It's finally sinking in. It's finally becoming clear. No need of control. Yes, you received the message. I was the messenger in your experience, in your dream. I delivered to you that paper with all those messages. Happy birthday. Help. Thank you. Oh, so many. So you are curious about that. What is that experience? What are you experiencing in those moments where you are supposedly sleeping and experiencing so many other places and so many other you? Ooh. Ooh, this is fun. Oh, it's moving. Yeah, long time. Oh, gosh. Hmm. Yes. You know that you are a multidimensional and multi experiences, multi moments, multi life, multi everything being. You have all of that, and in all of those experiences, it's always you. However, you have a different notion of the you, so and you have a different access to the notion of what you are. Nevertheless, in those moments, you can experience, you can have a glimpse, you can have an idea of those other moments, of all of some of those other you experiencing that moment. So that was you experiencing, receiving messages. That was a real experience. Now, you, as a human being, perceiving that experience, you are interpreting it. You are giving it your own interpretation. Is that exactly what was happening there? No, because it's your interpretation of your human understanding. So you have your filters, your belief systems, and when you see those things, you are giving it a interpretation. You interpreted me as a Cambodian messenger, as a Cambodian fighter. Mm-mm-mm-mm. That interpretation in itself gives you an idea of what that is, because the interpretation is giving you a link to what is happening. Why Cambodian? Because there is something in there for you to understand, or where you can understand. It's your filter, it's your interpretation. Even though there is no really yes, there is no exact need for you. It's all right, but your interpretation of the moment is done accordingly to you. What is happening there, though, has nothing to do with you. It's the moment, right? To you, the human meaning. The moment expressed there is a moment expressing in that reality, in that moment. You're seeing it. But from your perspective, there is another way to interpret. There is your way to interpret it, because that's what you do. So that seeing the messenger as a Cambodian messenger, hugging me, and then keeping the paper, and the paper keeping changing. What have you been doing lately? You have been enlightening yourself. So you receive messages. Why? Because you are enlightening yourself, so you are attracting. Attraction is working. That's a way for you to understand attraction. Your sharing of light is attracting those beings that are interested in co-creating with you, are feeling it, are perceiving your light. You're not aware of that consciously because you're not. But in that state, you are, and you are giving yourself the experience of receiving those exchanges, but you are putting your interpretation on it because you cannot, understand these things, in any other way. So you used us, me, as a messenger of that is happening, delivering to you that connection. You see, dreams are not that complicated. It's just that you are putting your interpretation on everything, and your interpretation on everything is just what you can just give to it. And sometimes it's just the way it is. And you try to give it so huge, big, you mega think of, oh, what is, and it's just a nothing. Because it's fine. Dreams are whatever you want them to be. However, they are experiences, and then interpretation. A lot of interpretation. You have your symbols. You have your what is happening for you, and as you are experiencing everything through your own interpretation of it, everything is about you, even a dream. But even if the dream, so what you are experiencing in that moment that you are dreaming of, is completely something that has nothing to do with you or your human side. Dreams are like that, and you are like that, and you are experiencing all the time. So in that moment, you are creating. Yeah, you are always creating, even in dreams. So this gives you an understanding of what you are doing. Keep sharing your light. Keep enlightening yourself. It works very well. Now, to what you were saying before, so outcomes and what the Pleiadian told you about when you go into your controlling freak mode of wanting to have an outcome, use that button, use that switch, and go back into you and simply go back into allowing, not trying. It's fine. Nothing wrong happened. You did not kill the timeline. You didn't kill the potential. But your acting is related to you. It's relating to nothing. It's relating to action. not thinking. Because the thinking that you go into when you are into the mode of controlling everything is a thinking that is not create like. It's the ego that is trying. What the ego does best. Fear of not being enough, fear of not obtaining what seems to be the best thing, but you never know that. You don't know what is the best situation for you, the best outcome, the best, you don't know. And so just go and release that need, switch off that potential from your mind, right? Off potential, don't think anymore to that potential. Your attention go to well, action or inaction. And even inaction is an action. Simply you do nothing. You don't try, you don't focus, you don't think. You stop and you focus on your light, on sharing your light, on enlightening yourself, on allowance, on acceptance, right? Doing your work of self-discovery and forgetting your fear of not achieving, of not being. Achievement right now, forget that for a moment. You do not need to focus on achieving anything right now. It's not happening and it doesn't need to happen right now. It's just not the moment. Doesn't mean that it stays like this forever. It is like this right now. Achievement, it's not available. It's all right. It means that you can focus on you. Isn't that great? Isn't that fantastic? Focus on you. Self-care, self-love. You have enough things to focus on without need to try to achieve anything. And by the way, trying to achieve anything, you know by now, don't even go there. But self-care, self-love, and all the work, the self-work, that is action for the self, and that is taking away your focus on what you are not able to do. So you are not focusing on what? On your lack. Because when you are trying to achieve and that achievement is not happening, what are you doing when you keep thinking about that? You are thinking about your lack. You are thinking about what you're not able to achieve. That is lackful. So, as long as you focus on your lack, well, you stay in your lack and you will not be able to go anywhere. You are just pushing that away and more away, because then you go into panic attack. Oh gosh, I'm not able to do that, so I'm fucking it up. Help, help, help. And no one is going to help you because it's not up to anyone to give you anything, because you have already everything. But when you're in lack, you're not seeing that. You're seeing your lack, and that's all you are seeing. And so you are just fucking it up, and then forget about that. You are in another situation, in another moment, and you have that. Well, you have that. And you know that leaving potentials alone works. You know that. So now you have a opportunity to discover more of you, to make experiences in discovering you and in watching you taking those little actions, those little steps, and see what happens. You have the opportunity to feel vibration. How does vibration work? How do I feel vibration? You have your own personal way of interpreting vibration. And you have results because you are able now to feel, to perceive, to understand. And you have been able to observe that, and you are observing more and more of you, your environment, and how it works. And it's phenomenal. You're doing a phenomenal work, every and each one of you. You are absolutely phenomenal in what you are doing for yourself. And that can be stated, that can be felt as self-congratulatory moment of realizing your evolution and your self-expression. I am doing this. I am discovering myself. I am evolving myself. And through that, I'm evolving the species. But that's all through the self work that I am doing. And you can only do yourself. And you can only share your light. And you can only co-create with those that decide to be attracted by your light. And every action you take in that perspective of sharing your light, it's sharing your light. You can enlighten yourself as you do through your meditation or through your reflections, or right, entering into a room and do that, or through the way you interact. Do not ask people to join your Patreon service or to join your classes. That's what? That's you expressing lack. Enlighten yourself through this is my Patreon, through this is the class. You are sharing your light, not asking people to join you. Why will they join you? That's not enlightenment. That's desperation. That's begging. You go into presenting, offering. And then that's where those that are attracting can let ourselves be attracted because they can perceive your light. That's how things work with you when you're sharing your light, and simply sharing your light as an offering and not trying to attract. That's not offering. That's something else that you don't want to be. So it cannot work because that's not how you function. Understanding the sharing, understanding the enlightenment will work for you. So you are getting that understanding so you can act accordingly. And then just leave it alone. You, as you can perceive, as you are receiving now the information, you can see that your enlightenment, your sharing is working. And that's the truth with all of you when you are sharing your light and leave that alone and allowing the attraction, you have surprises. When you are playing a different game of trying to get that perceived, well, there is a reason why you have so much resistance towards certain way of acting. That when you have someone sending you this message to join them on this financial adventure, because you can have so much interest coming from joining this investment where they are so ethical and so good, different from the financial system that you know. Come to us while you perceive that that is completely off. You know that that is not for you, because the vibration of that is exactly the same as the vibration of every other message that you receive like that, offering financial miracles. And those are miracles. You can consider those as miracles because they are offering miracles, in the sense that they are offering something that cannot come to you in any normal human way. Oh, come with us and you will see. Oh, we discovered how to become famous, how to become rich. Join us. You know those things. You have seen those things and you know the vibration. So every time you receive something like that, you already know that what that is, and you just walk away. When people have to explain themselves, when they need to give you explanation and they have to bring proofs of success, when they have to speak about the success, oh, you know those things. Especially that now you do not function anymore in that human way totally and completely. You have moved on, you have evolved. You understand that it's not about doing exactly as everyone else. It's not about being begging for following, for begging for, right, all of those things. It is about your creation, your attraction, your sharing your light. When you share your light, you enlighten, and you are then visible, and you do not have to have any consequential fear about that. You will be seen. It's not quantity, it's not about any of that. It's about sharing your light and allowing that to be received and accepted. And you have no idea how this works, and you have no idea how this is, right, going to unfold, to happen. So stay out of that wanting to control your life. You cannot control your, it's again, right, when you then take action to try to push that, to try to, that's you in your lack. and tell yourself that the situation is already perfect. So if you go into that panic of saying, oh, I have to increase this, I need more followers, I need more of this, I need more of that, you are only expressing lack, because your situation is already perfect, but you are not satisfied with it, so you are lackful. Your light perceived, and that perception of your light is not limited to your social media. So the actions that are needed to be taken in the right moment, so that certain potentials are realized, again, those actions will be taken in the moment when they are taken. So you don't need to control that. Leave it alone. Share your light. It's really all you need to do. And you see the trust and the allowance, the being in you and in yourself, and loving and accepting and all of that, right? Good. That's good. Now take that for what that is and allow your light to shine. And take the action that you are inspired to take in the moment. The inspiration comes. Don't worry about that either. Don't control it. So, what is the direction right now? How is just the situation? Yeah, well, you'll see. The important thing is that you allow just the unknown to be. Don't have any attachment of anything, because the reality is happening, creation is happening, so you know that things are happening. Yes, let's get into that. So, as of the situation with resources and your increasing prices, the money thing, and that is a lot present right now. And many of you have fears around the financial situation and the increasing prices and all of that. Well, there also, in what is financial, there is the general situation that is unfolding and that is impacting. Yes. Now, is it necessarily impacting you? Well, if you allow it, if that is your truth, it's going to impact you fully. if you stay in your power and in your understanding of you, and you do not focus on the fear, you do not focus on the lack, then prices increase, your revenue increases. It's the way it is. You will not feel that. But if you are in your lack, if you are in your fear, if you pay attention to that as of validating all of that, well, then you will be impacted. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you are making it, right? You are allowing it to be like that. Fear, yeah, it's something that comes so natural to human beings, and fancying yourself victim of the situation, yeah, you love doing that. Now you are a creative being and you create your reality. Yeah, well, yeah, so do it. Be the master of you, and do not allow any situation to have the best of you, because you have for you the fact that when you are not, well, yes, the fact is that you are expressing lack, but you are not lackful. The truth of you is that you are completely in abundance, and that this reality is giving you abundance. That is the reality you are in. That's what you are expressing. That there is nothing else to be really. Abundance is there, and you see it, cannot miss it, but you are, because you have been told that you are limited in resources and in money and in everything, and so that is all you know. But you but that is not the truth, as Max as now loving repeating. You went from 5 billion inhabitants to 8 billion inhabitants, at least what you have as a standard acceptance, in less than 40 years. 3 more billion inhabitants on your earth in less than 40 years. 3 billion, and yeah, that's a lot. And if your resources were really limited, then no way you can handle that. However, that doesn't seem to really be a problem, except for those that are validating problems because, well, that's what you do. You only know that expression of problem. Everything is problematic. Everything that is human experience is problematic for you. So yeah, even though you have abundance, you will still be experiencing what is lack, because you are lackful, because you believe that you are lackful. So you will have shortage of energy, you will have shortage of goods, of food that are happening, but not because there is limitation. No, because you believe that. And so you need to create that. But for those that do not play in that, then there will be something else. Your own way of expressing yourself and your abundance. Yes. Even though the general, the global way of doing that will be absolutely in the lack. But that expression, that lack not being real, it's a blind. Yes, it's a blind, because the abundance is there for everyone, but you are blind to what you are not validating, to what you don't want to see. And there is a lot that you don't want to see. Your abundance is part of that. Your wealth is part of that. Your worthiness is part of that. And it's going to keep being like that for a while. Until you will be ready to release that need of expressing lack and validating that you have to suffer hunger, suffer lack of money, suffer absence of means, and all of that. Yeah. Well, you love that, do you? Don't you? Well, yeah. But again, it's not a prison. You are not bound to any of that. You will express, if you choose, your own version of it. So choose wisely. Because lack is a choice. It's not a punishment or a condemnation or a unavoidable situation. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. Oh, hi, Roxy. Right. Oh, now it's better. Yeah, sometimes listening is and going and doing things is better than trying to resist and control think and then yeah. Oh gosh. Mm. Oh. Hi. Hmm. Wow. So anyway, yeah. I'm a control freak recovery. I mean control freak recovery. Yeah, I love that. No, wow, it's not as bad as I'm presenting it. Not anymore. But yeah, I've been doing that, and yeah, we do that. So now I'm choosing differently because I know that I can choose, and I know that everything is a choice. And when I have to choose between repeating what I know doesn't work and choose differently, where I'm going to choose to do it differently. And I do understand now, right, the difference between that and staying in some expression. And right, it's like I understood some stuff to this days, and that is right when I was presented with um conspiracy theories from these guys and guy on TV and this yeah Wilkers and Good and all of that people. And I had a choice to validate and stay in that, or getting into something else, and I choose to something else. And I see that how that is organized, right? And how that influence, because it's, I realize it's very well done. They have information in there that are correct. In the mix of all the manipulation is that they are manipulating with truth, or with, by saying things that are, let's say, correct, and then they have the conspiracy coming in with that, so that it can look like absolutely true, absolutely real. But I choose differently because that was not my thing. And fear, and right, in when I understand that I'm a creator being, and therefore, right, that, and understanding myself, the multidimensional, and all of that, and also, then I choose me. And that's the choice that I made. I had to choose, and I choose myself, and to validate myself, and then to enter, to really have this journey with myself to discovering. And then I realize, and I have this experience with someone else that is, for now, entangled in a experience of validation. And I understand that's what they choose right now. But you see, that's thing. It's the choice, especially when you have this experience where you are delivered fear by someone you trust, or you think you trust. Or do you choose to continue in that relationship when you realize what they're doing is fear, or what they are accepting is fear, or what they are validating, even though they speak very well, but then they validate fear as something that is happening right now. And so you see, that's the thing, is that we choose all the time, and we have a choice between the external or between the internal. The internal is not fearful. The internal, no fear. The external can deliver the fear, can become fearful, and a lot, because that's what we have known a lot, is that fear. But then when you choose the self, when you choose you, when you validate you, that fear goes away. And so you have that choice. You can choose. And when you make that choice and you say, I will always choose me over anything else, because I know me, and I know that I love me, I love myself. Well, then everything else goes away, and the fear is not there anymore. I mean, of course, you experience fear as a human, yeah, or some kind of in moments, yeah. The moments of fear can come to you. They will never stay, though. They will never take over. It's the moment. The moment is gone, the fear is gone. You had an experience. That's all it is. When you externalize, the fear is never gone. It's always there because you cannot feel safe anywhere when you are external, when you are outside of you. And even if it's an illusion, you are validating it. And that's what counts, right? It's a choice. Make choices. And therefore, for me, there is no other choice than me. And the fear is not an option. The external fear, the fear that is presented to us through some interpretation, through some stuff. There is no need of that. There is absolutely no need of that. And so it's always a choice. And for whatever reason, the choice may be looking like hard or difficult or whatever, because you have any, you can have feelings and stuff like that involved where you are unsure, stopping a relationship with a friend or from family member or someone that you really value. Yeah, I understand that. And at the same moment, I say, fuck you. Because if you choose them over you, you're really not loving yourself. If you allow someone else to fuck you over, you're not loving yourself. I don't care. Find that love, find that appreciation. Someone that is not respecting you is that someone is not loving you. They're not worth sacrificing yourself for them. Because you are sacrificing yourself for someone that is not respecting you when you when you are coming into bargaining with yourself, not respecting your boundaries. You are not respecting yourself, so you are not loving yourself. It's a choice. And even if you have made that choice so many times, you can choose differently. It's not wrong. You're not committing a crime. But you have a choice. Choose you or not. But my choice is me. And I've done that. And I don't regret that. And when I have instances of people I've walked away from, that they try to make me feel bad about that, or that I'm betraying them, or that I'm not doing it, well, I'm not interested. Because as long as you stay in those situations where they do not respect you and they trash you, and so you're not respecting yourself, loving yourself, and all of that, and allowing that to happen, as long as you stay in there, they are happy and they keep you there. The problem they have is that when you leave and you stop validating that and you choose differently, the problem they have is that you discover that you do not need them, that they are insignificant, that they actually don't play any role in your life, and you feel better without that. So then the question is, why would you go back? That's one thing. So you see, one reason for keeping someone in a situation, and actually is keeping yourself in that situation, but well, in delusion, why keep someone in that is that if they leave, they'll discover how much better it is not to be in that situation. I've done that. I'm discovered that it's so much better not going back. So you see, choosing you will allow you to discover things that you were not expecting. But then, when you do that, expect the unknown, expect the change, because it's gonna happen. The change is gonna happen. All right, there you go. So that's all I have for tonight. So thank you for joining in. Thank you, James. Thank you, Roxy. Thank you, everyone. Have an amazing whatever, and I will be seeing you in the next moment very soon. I love you and thank you for being here.